Hey everyone, welcome back to another Quantum Bricks video. Hopefully off the bat you're noticing the mic quality is a little bit better, or at least I hope it's a little bit better. If it's not, I'm going to have a problem. This video is just me trying to upgrade the new Clone V Droids Battlepack set as much as I possibly can. I already believe it's a solid and great set, but in this video I kind of try and upgrade it and make it as good as I can. So I want to know your opinion on how I did in the description below. But yeah, I hope you have a good day, and I know I did. Goodbye. Bricks video. Today we are going to try and make the Clone Trooper V Droid Battle Pack better. Not to say this set's bad. This is probably one of the best battle packs I've ever seen, but everyone has a little bit of a gripe with it, especially with this speeder. And I thought, why not give it a try and maybe make it better? So yeah, let's see what happens. Hey. So my next thing to upgrade was this speeder. Now I didn't build the speeder, unfortunately, because I took so many parts from it that it kind of ripped it apart. But this speeder, I'm a little bit disappointed in myself with this, and I really don't want to show it, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to show it. Oh, okay. So it's pretty much the base speeder with some minor upgrades. I've changed it into a cargo speeder, and it now only seats one clone. So that could be a gripe. It uses 4 of this piece. Obviously, these pieces were already used on there in the same direction, so no real change up front. But the main change is sort of, actually this is pushed up. Most of this stuff is kind of pushed up, and we've integrated some new things here in the back. So we've added some clips to the side instead of stud shooters, where you can put your guns for a clone, 2 clones. You can put binoculars there if you're shock troopers riding it. And obviously we've also used this piece to clip this on so it has kind of an extra shield there. Done that on both sides, exactly the same. Sorry, this piece is just generally weak. And then we've taken the crate with thermal detonators in it, and we've actually put it on our speeder, so it kind of works as a cargo speeder, so you can carry weapons around and everything. We've used a second one of this engine piece here to kind of put on the back there as sort of a shield for your thermal detonators, because you don't want those getting shot. And we have engine lights there, so you know there's an engine. Obviously we've integrated the slope back in, just in a different manner than it was previously integrated, and that fell off again. Really, that's all that's new. Just I pushed it up and I've added a cut, make it a little bit bulkier in the back to make it more of a cargo speeder rather than just a 2-seater like speeder. It does kind of sit like that, or it sits like that, but you know, when you turn it on and play with it, you can imagine that it is hovering and flying around. So yeah, let me know if you like this one in the comments, or any of them. Honestly, I don't like this one that much, but you know, what happens, happens. So yeah, let's get into the next one. So our next build is actually made by me, and it's a better version of that barricade. It's obviously a lot more colorful, a lot larger, and I think it looks all over a lot better. So it's kind of rudimentary, very rudimentary, and it does take 2 battle packs to build, which might not be worth it to you, but I think it's a better version of the barricade, and it does take away the speeder. So I'm just gonna slowly go over it like this here real quick. You can pause the video to see how it's made. I mean, it's very rudimentary. I don't really need to show you how to build it because it's very easy to build. So I'm just gonna keep going over it there, and it has, and by the way, it moves like that a little bit. So actually, I mean, you can open it up like that, but I think it looks better like this, and that's because it's just 1 by 3 plate back there holding it all together. And it's still pretty sturdy for just being held together by 1 by 3. I'm sure you can figure out your own way to make it held together. I mean, you can actually put a second 1 by 3 there. It just spreads out a little bit. I prefer it a little bit more closed. Nonetheless, let's go over it. So it uses 2 shields, although they are built over to make them look better. You can remove the building on them, so they're basically just like that. But I like them, and I just like it being more colorful and not as crappy as this. It has a nice little slot there where you can take a blaster. This one's actually a droid blaster, but still a blaster. Put it right there, and over here you can reverse the this little piece, which is right there. It's 2 pieces. Do the same, but I actually have mine reversed, and it is used as kind of like a signal dish, whatever you want to call it. And then it has this nice turret piece. You can actually change that out for just like a simple piece with a hole in it if you want, which I'm looking for one and I can't seem to find one. But you get my point. You could just change that out for a simple piece with a hole in it. Or you can do it like that, and you can build another thing right here. All you. You can also put some stuff down there, but I did not. It uses 2 of these big blocks. It's really simple build, and I think it looks really great. You can put up to like 3 clones behind it, firing with their guns, and that is, of course, or you could, of course, just use 1 with that. I mean, it's obvious. What's the better choice? Mine. But yeah, this is the 3rd build, or third technically, and I really do like it, and I'm glad I was able to do this. Yeah, tell me if you like it down in the comments, and tell me if I should do more videos like this. But let's get into the next and final build. So our next build is an upgrade to the simple Tri-Droid. Boom. Bigger, better Tri-Droid, or kind of more of a different version of the Tri-Droid, because there were 2 versions of it, which I can't really name off the top of my head. I just know there's 2 versions of it. So this build was made by BLACKWELL Bricks, not me. This is not a build I made. I want to stress that this was made by BLACKWELL Bricks. I will link his video in the description where he will teach you how to build it. He does it great, and he actually shows some other builds in there, including a really, really, really cool, if I can actually find it, a really cool rocket launcher that he uses on one of his clones, and it looks great and would be a great way to kind of simulate you taking down the Tri-Droid. So, I mean, let's just go over it. It's the weaponry, or the eyes, look better. It still spins, so it still does the same thing as the normal Tri-Droid. It spins, and it has better looking guns. I mean, you can't even say it doesn't look better. I mean, it's impossible to. Instead of having these little missiles, which barely work, you really have to force them out, he's just replaced them with studs, so you can still imagine that these are just shooting out, but they're not there, and it doesn't decrease from the look of the build. He has very little studs showing on his legs, aside from these, which you can barely see, and on display are barely seen. I mean, there's other edits that I'd make to this, but overall, I think it's perfect, and this is exactly what his build looks like. He definitely has done great, and especially if you look at the size comparison, it is so much larger than the other Tri-Droid, and just feels right, especially when you put a clone next to it. I mean, that could crush that clone, I mean, like that. I mean, simple. And obviously the legs are just as posable as the normal Tri-Droid. You can straighten them out, whatever. It is the perfect Tri-Droid. So go down to the description below, and I've linked his video and his channel. Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing build, and I think we have one more thing to get onto, so let's go. Our final upgrade that I've made to the set is the stab. Now, the stab, really, there's no problem with it. I believe it's kind of the perfect stab and has no real issue. The only thing I've really changed is actually the weapons here, and I've turned them into these black suppressor pieces instead of these. Now, I think it looks better, but you could say you like these better, especially because they blend in with that color better. If that was black, I feel this would look a lot better, but of course it's not, so it doesn't look as good. So you can always keep that yourself, but, you know, it is your choice in that matter. Otherwise, the stab, I have not changed much because I felt there was no real change to it needed, except for some stickers, which are not included in this set, or in any, even if you buy 3, not going to be included, and I'm only using parts from this set. So I'm going to go over just real quick what leftover parts I have, but yeah, let's go look at my leftover parts. Hey? All right, so here is our set fully put together with all the minifigures in place to show you how it would look with minifigures. So we have some B2 battle droids around our Tri-Droid, again made by BLACKWELL Bricks. His video will be in the description, so go check it, because, I mean, it's an amazing video and has some great builds in it. Here we have our stab, minorly upgraded, wouldn't really call it an upgrade. There we have our cargo mule, which I think looks amazing. Now, I'm kind of looking at it more, and I'm liking it. And we have our little area for defense, our little barricade, and I think altogether, I think it's a good upgrade. And really, in general, I wouldn't say this set in general is very upgradable. It doesn't need very much, but I think for what I did, I think I did a great job. And I want you to tell me down in the description below. Tell me if you think I did a good job, and make sure to like and subscribe. Have a great day, and goodbye.